Hey Internet, it's Archie. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And we've got some interesting topics for you from the land of travel and some cash back as well. We've got details on that Southwest debit card. The disappearance of the City Shop Your Way card is going to break some people's hearts. Marriott wants you to go outside, which is just awful. And of course, we have Chase adding some restrictions on ink referrals. So of course, if any of that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, last week we had the announcement or press release, sort of a press release, I guess we could call it, of Southwest, who's been on a tear as of late, coming out with a debit card. We didn't have many details, but we do have some details now. Compliments of frequent miler. We found another landing page, and this is what you're looking at if you are interested. So, again, it might not end up being this way, as I don't think these pages are supposed to be out, but you've got 2,500 rapid rewards points welcome bonus after 2 recurring deposits. So it doesn't even say direct deposit, and spend $100 in the first 90 days. 7,500 bonus points card member anniversary. Based on your annual spend. I don't yet know what that annual spend is. You could also earn 1 rapid rewards point per dollar on Southwest Airlines. Dining and subscriptions, earn 1 rapid point for $2 on everything else. So again, as we thought, most of you said it was never going to be something, crazy. I think there's some potential value in it. If you like this and like the Wyndham card, if you also play like the bank promotion game, like Run on the Bank, our second channel, you open up a lot of accounts. Like we always hope for credit card funding. Many of them don't offer credit card funding for obvious reasons, but many of them do offer either funding obviously through a checking account or through a debit card. I mean, you can keep something like this if you wanted to. Don't know if it will be totally impactful, but I guess over the course of time, points are points. So overall, not only much to see there, not officially out yet either, so it could change. If it does, we will let you know. But if you're not a fan of Southwest, well, then we move on to American. Now, this wouldn't be too surprising to most folks who follow the news. As you know, American and Citi have finally committed to be exclusive, which means Barclays is out of their love triangle, which is Barclays also was issuing some of the American Airlines cards. So if you go over to the Barclays page, you can see the American Airlines card over there is discontinued. You cannot sign up for it anymore. So, hopefully some folks who were on the fence about it, picked up some easy miles from a card that's going away. So not much of a surprise there, but again, the Citi now, your exclusive partner for AA, which means I would imagine we'd see, I know they refreshed the executive card a while back to get rid of that loophole where people would just add authorized users for like Admirals Club for like 10 people. I'd imagine give it another year or so and we would see more refreshes on those cards, probably more refreshes on the AA Pro mileage program as well. They'll probably end up falling in line with Delta and United on their weekly or yearly devaluations and everything, but we'll be positive until that does happen. Because American also doing some good for you frequent flyers, this time of regional travel. So a while back they had started overhauling their big jets, the big ones that go across country, that whole thing. Now they're doing the same thing to their regional jets. So we've got a bunch of different upgrades. A lot of it just kind of cosmetic. I'll put this up. This is from the Points guy, but again, regional jets. They're making this cabin refresh. They've got some new seating. They're very proud of their new colorway, like this navy and brown, if you will. I'm not a fan of brown really, but it aesthetically doesn't look bad. I don't know that anyone will care as much as they seem to care about their new seat design or seat colorway, but it doesn't look bad, but it's hard to look worse than beat up the airline seats anyways. Of course, they're already talking about Wi-Fi upgrades. It's always hit or miss, but as long as you can watch this show in the air, I think you're fine, right? It's all you really need. And half of you just tell me you listen to it anyways, don't even watch. So there you go. One that would be, I don't fly American, one that would be of interest to me is, of course, overhead bin space. I mean, that's like the only reason to try to get on the plane first is someone who never checks a bag. They're looking at fixing some of that as well. Hopefully, it really just depends on how people are going to act with the bin space more than anything else. Then adding some outlets to seating and things like that. Again, I would imagine, the seats in the front get the nicest upgrade, and then the one as you go to the back, not so much. But power outlets, the colorway, at least in the bins, probably benefit everyone, I would imagine. So there you go. They freed up with all that. The product team can now focus on the things that matter, like aesthetics. But if you're flying somewhere and you don't know where to go, Marriott They might have you covered, or they might be sending you to Siberia for exile. Not really sure with this one because Marriott's launching a new program called Marriott Outdoors, Bonvoy Outdoors, which you know how I feel about outdoors. I have to go cut the grass after I'm done making these videos, and that's more than enough for me. But in case you do like the great outdoors, let's take a look and see what they've got for you. So we found this over on TPG. So again, they'll launch Marriott Bonvoy Outdoors. It'll consist of 450 outdoor-focused hotels around the world, 50,000 homes and villas, and curated tours and activities. These properties and activities, Marriott said, will focus on the most popular outdoor activities. Grass cutting, not on the list. Skiing and snowboarding, hiking and glamping. They do call it glamping, interesting. Biking, surfing, fishing, kayaking, canoeing. I have been kayaking once, believe it or not. Scuba diving and snorkeling, there you go. Why are they doing this? Well, in quote, for the first time, travelers ranging from outdoor enthusiasts to new explorers will have the opportunity to discover, book, and unlock exclusive in-stay benefits. They don't really tell you what those are based on only where they want to go, but what they love to do. That's what Marriott said. Travelers are telling us they want the freedom of nature paired with the trust, comfort, and rewards of Marriott Bonvoy, and that's a gap we are uniquely positioned to fill. I mean, yes, technically, I guess that does make sense. It makes sense to have, right? And this is for you. I'm happy for you. We won't know anything for sure until you get in there and start seeing some of these redemptions and seeing what how they price in there these activities, I guess. The way they look at it, they kind of write it as like, well, it'll be benefits. If you stay here, do you just get 2 skis at extra? I don't know. So we'll have to see for you outdoor enthusiasts. I'm sure someone will make a video going and trying this. I assure you, it will not be me in case you were concerned about that. However, what you might be concerned about, especially if you were a hardcore, mostly cashback person, is that old school city shop your way card. Now, that had been in the news for quite some time, and the landing page had gone away. They weren't taking any applications. Well, they now have sent out notice to cardholders of what's going to happen. So we'll put this on screen for you. Of course, they value you as a card member and want to provide you with an important update regarding your account effective. So this goes into effect November 3rd. Shop Your Way MasterCard will be rebranded. It will continue to be a MasterCard issued by Citibank and have a new card rewards program. They love you so much and value you so much, they do not tell you what it's going to be. Mystery. What do you need to know? Of course, no action needed. You'll get a new card by the end of the year. No change in card number, as we know, because it's not changing payment networks. So all that other stuff, rewards programs updates. Starting November 3rd, you will no longer earn Shop Your Way additional category earn program points. Shop Your Way points you've earned through November 2nd will not be impacted by the change. These points you've earned are still valid through the end of the quarter following 1 year from the date that they were awarded. And then again, November 3rd, the new card rewards program will start. So they've got to tell you pretty soon. And, someone who product changes a fair amount of cards, right? They can still product change it behind the scenes, and that card will have the new program on it, even though it says Shop Your Way. And they're just saying they won't get you. They might not get you a card till the end of the year. If you're I've never had this card. If you're unfamiliar, not that the card was amazing. It's that they always put these crazy earning deals on there, these crazy multiplier promotions on there. So folks who like this card really liked it. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess they just changed it to a City Double Cash. They're just not committed to it. If you go through their lineup, I don't think they're going to make a brand new card just to house this. The Double Cash makes the most sense. I don't see them trying to offer people custom caches. Maybe I can't see them even doing the base strata, the white one. Was it the rewards or something? I can't see. I think these will end up being custom cash or double caches. And at that point, if you were to phone in and try to switch it to something else, they would probably allow it. Whenever this happens, I'm always a fan of letting people choose what product they want. But again, when you talk about the masses of people, I think that's probably just too much to manage, waiting on people to make decisions, this, that, and the other. So the best case, I would say, is just if you don't want what they give you, phone in. My love for the custom cash. Or if you need a 2% card, by all means. That's my guess anyways. They also could have just told you. But I don't know there's I think that's the best option they have. So Either way, that's what we have for Citi. Now on to Chase, and good old pay yourself back. Chase would like you to know if you're an Aeroplan card member, they are now adding Amazon.com to their list for December Q1 or just Q4, October to December, that you can redeem Aeroplan points. I think it's at 0.8 cents a point, which makes no sense at all. I would often argue, especially on these travel cards, because Chase does this on a lot of cards, and we'll talk about the Sapphire Reserve in a second. It's really not worth it. In fact, you would have to have so many Aeroplan points, just need to get rid of them. I don't really think it's worth it, except for like maybe when you could have done the annual fee a while back. But overall, there's another option, so there you go. I know in the beginning when they first started doing this, there were some fun stories about people redeeming tons and tons of Aeroplan miles. That made sense. I mean, I guess if you're work traveling or whatnot, but I think those days have sailed. Now, in addition to that, the Sapphire Reserve still has pay yourself back. Now, normally we don't talk about this, but I myself kind of forgot about this. I didn't realize they were carrying it over to the refreshed Sapphire Reserve. So here you go. Apparently it's the exact same as Q3 was, except they are removing one category. They removed home improvement. So you're looking at grocery stores, of course, not Walmart and Target, gas stations, department stores, the annual fee, and of course select charities are 1.5 cents. Everything else is 1.25%. Home improvement again was removed. So there you go. My thoughts on this. I think pay yourself back is one like the biggest. It was a huge perk when it launched, but that was in 2020, 2021. I think paying the annual fee was cool, but they were letting you do the 1.5 cents. Now it's down to 1.25. Of course, they do offer this on the Sapphire Preferred, but there's no really categories worth talking about. I think it's charity and like the annual fee. I'm just a Grinch of a person, I guess. There's no freebies. I'm not donating my points, sorry, or even money for that matter. But anyhow, I do think this was one thing that Chase had that no one else did, and that really took their card and made it usable for people who are not traveling enough. You could still get value for the points. I thought the rotating calendar was a nice touch. But I don't even know why they still have it at this point, honestly. So there you go. It is still intact if you so choose. Again, the annual fee is not terrible given how easy it is to earn Chase points, but I would imagine most of you can find better value transferring them out or whatnot. So there you have it. Now, our last story of the day, also a Chase story. Sad one, but somewhat of a fair one. It does follow a trend. This is over on the Chase Inc. line. So we talked about this a while back. It's going into effect October 6th, I want to say. And they are going to make it harder to get referrals on the Ink cards because, October 7th, excuse me. Effective October 7th, you will be eligible to receive referral bonus awards for new Chase Business Card customers only. Referrals of individuals with existing Chase Business Card accounts will no longer qualify for the referral. So, again, I'm taping this on the 4th. We won't be talking again before this goes live, so there you go. On the one hand, this makes perfect sense because obviously the big thing about these cards is people will just refer their friends, their family, girlfriends, wives, what have you, and just stack up a lot of points. From Chase's end, as you can imagine, it doesn't really make much sense to pay customer acquisition cost for someone who's already a customer. So I think you could still have a Chase business account, a Chase personal account. You just can't have a Chase Inc. card. If not, that person's still going to get the offer, but you obviously would not get the referral offer. And really, this just follows a long line of them trying to crack, not just them, but crack down on referrals. Now, when you generate those referral links for cards, they're only good. I don't know if they're good for one use or they're good for so many clicks before the link is dead. You have to swap them out. That's why if you go to the profitablecontent.com website, I struggled to keep those links updated because, you'd have to keep swapping them out because obviously they don't want people just doing exactly what I'm doing and putting your links out there, putting member links out there in videos and blog posts. We saw if you watched, Ask Sebi's video earlier this week. I forgot what the main topic was about, but, he had said, that the banks are basically mad at him for mentioning their names and, what he encourages. So there's just ways for them to crack down. And on their bank promotion side, again, I was going through it the other day. We've seen a lot of referral programs come and go. I'll tell you this funny story. It's a shorter video and we can get out of here. Like Kraken, that crypto app, they shut me down basically for doing referrals because I'd done a video on the second channel. And then you get like $75 per referral up to like $1,500. So pretty good. And so you could also sign up for the first month of like Kraken Pro, Kraken Plus, whatever they call it, for free. And the reason you want to do that is because then it waives all the sale fees of your crypto. Of course, they paid you out in crypto. So I signed up for it. thankful enough for all of you guys who watch and read to just about max that out. I think I ended up like one away from maxing it out, plus $75 from the person who referred me. Cash it all out, close out a Kraken Plus or whatever it is, so I was never charged a fee. Plus they give you some free spins as well, like a spin a day, and they give you coins in it as well. So as soon as I cashed it out, I did get the bulk of it out safely. As soon as I ended the program the next day, because I didn't have access to like the dribs and drabs of coins I had left over there. And then a few days later, I got the email that said, hey, we got to shut you down. Presumably because they actually say in the terms, don't do what I did. But yeah, $1,500, I think it's more than worth it. So yeah, we're just seeing that trend across referral programs. I would look for others to follow suit. I don't know why American Express wouldn't follow suit on their business cards as well. Chase has already pulled over pop-up jail from them. There's nothing to be said that Amex can't borrow from them as well. So, the world is getting smaller, as they say, but that's okay. We keep finding new ways and new products. Leadership changes, sales goals change, the economy changes. So again, I do think this stuff will be back at some point in some form. Just right now, we're in a little bit of a downturn, I guess you could say. So either way, there you go. That is the news. So of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. And of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on ProfitableContent.com. As we said, the channel's blog, which is always linked down below for you, and on the channel homepage, we have news stories just like this, plenty of bank promotions. Those don't go out of style, and credit card offers. The links will probably work. If you need a link, just message me. I can get you one while it lasts, I guess, because obviously this kind of kills the Chase referrals. But anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you very soon in the next one.